So I woke up this morning due to my dream, and that was because I actually was killed by Megatron because I was running by the streets of, I think it was New York City in my dream, where I was like Peter Parker, trying to take pictures of Transformers and then sell them for massive amounts of money. That was what my dream was, because last night I had the privilege of seeing a movie that I had really low expectations for and I thought was going to be a pile of shit. Considering the last three were a disgrace, I hated them, they were terrible, had so many issues, but surprisingly enough, Transformers 4 Age of Extinction was a lot better than I expected. Yes, there were still issues with the film that all the Transformers have suffered with, but overall, this movie, out of the now 3 films have been released, the 4th one blows all of the previous 3 films out of the water. I'm serious. This movie is really fun. It's action-packed. Once the action starts, it doesn't stop almost till the end. The film runs about 3 hours long, which was quite a long film, but it didn't feel like 3 hours because it was constant. The film was consistent with action from when it started, and wasn't a whole lot of. You could probably have cut out about 15 minutes of this film. There was a lot of unnecessary little filler between some of the actors and actresses that I didn't really care for. And one of the biggest things that all the Transformers film have suffered from is the film's focus on the humans more than anything. And if you've seen the previous Transformers 1 through 3, I didn't like that. I want to know about the Transformers. I want to know about them. I want to see more screen time than the stupid humans. Plus, nobody likes to see Shayla Boofuck scream, "Optimus! Optimus!" every fucking 5 minutes, which happened in the first 3 films. And thankfully, that didn't happen once in this film. I know that's so stupid to hate something so minor, but I hated Shia LaBeouf. I hate him as an actor, I don't like him, and he was so whiny and annoying in the previous Transformers film. And thankfully, we don't have him here. He's gone. Same with Megan Fox. She's gone. Of course, Michael Bay has to have some young teen heartthrob, this young girl. Don't know her name. Her name's Tessa in the film. She really was annoying. Wasn't as annoying as Megan Fox. I thought she did a little bit better acting than Megan Fox, but she was still like a stiff cardboard box who I just didn't really give a fuck about. Mark Wahlberg. I loved him. I hope to see Mark Wahlberg in future Transformers films. I really like this character, and it's surprising to me because in most Transformers films, I don't give a shit about anybody. I didn't even give a shit about the Transformers in the previous films because it didn't build any connection about them. And Transformers 4 Age of Extinction it dives into their origin story, and I really like that. There's a lot of screen time of all the different Transformers, which is something that I jumped on. I was like, yes, finally, he's doing something right. One of the big things that Transformers has always suffered from was bad script writing. There's some really corny lines, obviously, but you know what? I can overlook that because the movie was, in fact, entertaining. I enjoyed it, and it was fun. That's what I paid to see, and that's what I got to see. And I got to see a little bit more exploration into who the Transformers are, why the Autobots and the Decepticons are attacking one another, and it even goes a little bit into the origin story of the original Transformers. And of course, this film has Dinobots, which I thought were fucking awesome. I do wish the Dinobots had a little bit more screen time, but that's okay. We still got to see them on screen, which was good enough for me. I am being serious though. Mark Wahlberg did a fantastic job, and I really do hope to see him in future Transformers films. One of the biggest problems with this film that I really was pissed off about is Michael Bay has a tendency to add unnecessary characters into a film that I don't care about, that I wish would die. And for example, this is not a spoiler to the plot or anything. It's not anything big, but when the movie starts, you're introduced to 3 different characters. You're introduced to Mark Wahlberg, the father, who's an inventor. You're introduced to his whiny 12-year-old Tessa daughter, who she looks like she's 12, but she's supposedly 17. And then you're introduced to this awesome, funny, goofy, kind of stupid surfer dude, which I really liked. You know, I liked the character, that he was stupid, and I think it would have been funny to have him through the duration of this 3-hour film. But no, Michael Bay says, you know what, we're gonna kill this character off 25 minutes into the film, And we're going to have this other stupid character, which is Tessa's boyfriend, also known as Shane. A completely unnecessary fucking character that I wanted dead. By the moment he fucking spoke, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be one of those unnecessary characters that Michael Bay introduces that we all can't stand, and he was one of those characters. I don't know why they killed off the surfer dude so fast. I don't know, what they should have done is they should have switched the roles and had the boyfriend die, which would have been so satisfactory, because first of all, he's annoying, and I would love to see that stupid girl Tessa, who's another dumb, annoying character, to finally have some loss in her life, because she's a self-entitled little brat. That's the impression I got from it, anyway. It was just really stupid that they killed a character that I liked, and they should have switched the roles and killed the other character, Shane, her boyfriend. That's just my preference. I think, if you saw the film, let me know if you agree with that. I hated Shane. In any case, this has been my review for Actually, no, I'm not done yet. In regards to script writing, it's very repetitive, very corny, very dialogue's same as the previous, but again, I can overlook it. There's a couple scenes in this film which I was like, really, that just happened? And if you've seen the film, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There's just there's some scenes that don't make a lot of sense and are super stupid. Especially with the car that jumps off a 5-story building and somehow manages to land on, like, this curved skateboard ramp type of thing. Jumps off like this, goes, and then somehow lands perfectly flat off a 5-story building, this car that the boyfriend's a street racer dude. And I was like, wow. Wow. Really, Michael Bay? In any case, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my review for Transformers 4. If you're looking for an entertaining film that has lots of action, it has some corny dialogue, which you can foresee, gives a origin story of the Transformers, and dives more into who they are as Transformers, then I think you'll like this. You know, you can overlook the little bad negative things of this film, because it really does destroy the previous 3, and Mark Wahlberg does a fantastic job, and actually, I enjoyed watching it, which is something that I can't say about the other 3. What I do hope that happens, though, is obviously there is going to be a Transformers 5, obviously, but what I hope that happens is that it goes to space. I want to see a Transformers film based in space, like the comics, where there really isn't humans involved. The humans were involved in this film, but it wasn't as much as the previous 3, which is one of the reasons that I like this. I want to see a Transformers film where it focuses strictly on the Transformers, Decepticons, Autobots, and nothing else. That would be an awesome film. Go into space, because they could certainly do that without involving humans every fucking time in the films. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Daniel Schulzbach, also known as Mr. Repsion. Thank you for watching my short review of Transformers Age of Extinction. Tomorrow will be a Facepalm Sunday. Be looking forward to that. Peace, the Rep out.